And welcome along and welcome back to our Seasons Let's Play on This Is Ireland. We are back up at the shop today, and we've got our class Atlas up here with us because if we have a look here in the Seasons, we have a massive drying potential at the moment. We absolutely are going to be really great for making hay. It's the third day of summer, and yeah, it is time to make some hay. So let's have a look at our field. So we got field 32, 31 and 23 are fields that we can cut for that. So we'll turn the grass on and we can see that 32 is absolutely ready to do. 23 and 31 aren't quite, but to be perfectly honest, what we could do is if we have a look at 23. 23 has a value of 281. So we could sell it and take on almost any other field we wanted. Wow, that would be a huge amount. We don't have enough money for that. So yeah, we could take 35 from that. Or we could take 38 is a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure which one would be the best one to do. Or we could just go straight here. Or we could just cut what we've got. So, let's go and have a look at the mowers. Now, choice of the mowers, I have got these class ones here. Now, the downside to these, and I think I'm going to use these, but the downside to them is they do require 30 more horsepower than we actually have compared to the Pottingers. Now, these would be good to use, and these are the ones that actually we can create a swath from. But I am actually going to use these class ones. We're going to get these because I'm rather like using the class stuff. The thumbnail will be fantastic, and yeah, it will be quite nice. Now, hopefully we won't have an issue with these running on our tractor. They should work. This is a slightly more powerful tractor that we have in this one. We do have an even more powerful tractor if we want it, but I'm gonna stick with this one for now. We're gonna have fun getting hooked up to these. But a class tractor with class mowers, absolutely, I think is the way to go here. As always, these days we are using manual attach. So attach that, and it's attached. That automatically lifted up. And then we're going to attach our mower on as well. Our rear mower, butterfly mowers on as well. So the idea is with this kind of drying, we actually probably won't need to ted this grass. I'm kind of hoping we won't need to. What we do need to do before we leave here at the shop, we need to pop over to Misk and buy ourselves. Where are you? There we go. It's an MT7, but we know it as the Wopster. So we want to grab a Wopster as well, because we need to check on the dryness of our grass and everything. Have we got our... Yeah, our rear one is picked up. So a little bit of an issue with these mowers in the placement of the... of where the icons are a little bit off. But otherwise, great. And if we have a look at this, that is an awful lot of green we have to work with here. But it does look absolutely fantastic. So, but a classy bit of hay work we're doing here. And we're going to go and cut field 32 first. As I said, the other two fields aren't quite ready yet. We do have 224,000. And I'm slightly tempted to sell the field that we did before. I really am. And to go and attack somewhere like maybe field 27. Field 27 would be a good one. It's attached to our farm, unlike the other one, and yeah, would actually work quite well for us. But I'm going to get down to field 32 so we can go and get that cut, and then we'll decide what to do after that. So we've reached field 32. It's not a particularly large field. I think we're going to get this cut fairly quickly. So let's switch to our front mower, unfold that, and then we can cut our way into the field, like so. A little bit, and then if we switch to the rear, unfold that and start that up as well. These are quite nice mowers, I think. Right, and lower that down, and then we can just bring this in here like so. And it is cutting quite nicely. Now, the grass texture in Seasons, if it's fairly dry grass already, you will see that it's that it turns out as a sort of what looks like hay in the normal game. The actual hay texture is a lot is actually even lighter than this. So we're looking for it to dry out like that. As it's such good drying weather, I don't think we're going to have to ted this. I think we're going to be all right as far as not having to ted this grass goes, which is great news. Means we'll save a load of money on that. We're not expecting any rain in the near future, so that is also good. So yeah, so not having to ted it should be really, really helpful. It won't take us, as I said, it won't take us very long to get this field cut. I'm looking at the size of this field though, and then looking at the size of field 27, and going, field 27 would create an awful lot of hay and take a very long time for us to do. But I am still very, very tempted to buy it. It's one that I think we'll see where we are at that point in this, and as to whether we've got a lot of time to work with it. For now, I think we need to get another headland done on this field, and then we can start cutting into it properly. So that is the headlands done. Looking very, very smart and working very well. So we're going to cut across the field now. It's a bit of an odd-shaped field in that ideally there's no really good direction to go, I don't think. So we're going to just go across the top here. We're going to sort of cut across the top here because I want to get around Bayley and do this stuff like this. We've got a good round Bayley that's included that I'm interested in trying on here. For something that we weren't going to do a lot of class on, we seem to be coming to a lot of class. So I might go for a case round Bayley or something like that, given what we knew early on. And yeah, because we've gone fairly class on the Bayley, on the mowers here, and I've got a class windrower as well that we might use, I think. But yeah, I think we need, round Bayley wise, I think we need something a little bit different, and not to go full class on our grass setup. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This is cutting through this. Now, before we go any further, I am just going to jump out, and we'll use our Wopster, and we'll have a look. Yeah, it says grass, but yes, 7%. This, I think, is going to dry off really quickly. I think we're going to end up with some nice dry stuff after leaving it out for not too long. So I think we're going to end up rowing this up and baling this next time, which would be absolutely perfect. Now, something I said I'd do last time, and I would see what the result of it was, and that was, I said I would give all our horses a ride and see what happened, and it was rather interesting. So I don't know what's really sort of happening with the horse helper mod, but the amount of money we made off the horses, off the livery, was doubled. So after riding all the horses myself this time, we doubled the amount of money we made from the livery, which is really interesting. I'm guessing that is basically the money got taken off for the horse helper, maybe, but it's I kind of get the feeling that the horse helper keeps the horses healthy, but at the same time we do lose half of our livery cost to it, which is massively interesting. Now we did still have it turned on, so I think there's a little bit more experimentation there to do. But in general, we certainly made a lot more off the horses having ridden them all ourselves at this time than if I had them just leaving the horse helper to get the job done. So that was fairly informative. And what I'll do is, now that we're at the end of this field here, and while our bits are folding up, I'll turn that off, lift it up, off, up. That's intriguing. Why am I not able? Oh, there we go. Off and up, and you can fold, and you can fold as well. And we'll just go and have a look at our money. So here's our money set up, and you can see down here, where are we? There we go. So livery stable income, there we are. You can see we've made 1,800, 1,700, 1,700, 1,600, and then 3,800. That is me riding all the horses, which, yeah, I find amazing that is good. And I can't see anywhere where the horse helper takes the money out, which is intriguing. So I'm guessing it comes somewhere out of the livery and the stable income here. So yeah, that's really interesting to see how much different riding the horses ourselves has made. Right, so I am not going to go and buy that extra field. We're going to cut our 2 fields that have grass grown in them but are not fully grown. We'll still get a really decent amount off these, and it will help to get all of our grass fields at the same level going forwards. So we'll close this gateway. I think that there is a pretty good shot as well. So let's get this unfurled like so, and same, on and down, on and down, and away we go. And again, this field will be fine in the amount we get. We'll get a slightly lower amount of it, I think. It's interesting that the way the grass works, I think. And we got a little bit of an oddity on this field in that you can see that I've done it up to the corners. I planted it up to the corners, but for some reason it hasn't grown up to the corners. It seems to have grown on the field setup, so we may have to have a go round with the plough as winter approaches, and have another go at this field, I think, and just sort of try and get the edges to get grass in, because at the moment they're just not. There just isn't any grass in them. So yeah, and the other interesting thing is we've got weeds on this field, which we haven't got in any other grass field. Which is, again, a very interesting thing to have. I want to get this tuft of grass here that's missed. Switch to the front one, lower that, and we'll just get that. And then we can switch to the back one and lower that. Nice. Right, so let's get the headland knocked out on this field. And then we can get the main part of the field done. And then we've got one other field, and hopefully that means that we're going to be sorting some hay next day, because we're giving this plenty of time to dry. So we're coming up to the end of the second headland, and you can see here at the drop in the amount of grass that we're getting out of this cut. It is quite a considerable amount less. So if we just jump out here and have a look at, you can see how much we've got here compared to how much we've got here. And actual fact, look at this. Already our first bit of hay is appearing. So yeah, this is a perfect drying day. Our first hay is making its appearance. So we're not going to need to ted any of this. We just want to kind of leave it as is. And yeah, that's awesome. So no need for a tedder. We've got 2 brilliant days of drying. And as a result, we are going to be able to just row this up and bale it come the next day, which is brilliant. We obviously don't want to row it up quite yet. We just want to get it cut. So yeah, this day, this is very, very much going to be a case of us getting this all cut and done, and then we're going to be in a good position. So we might go and see what other job we can get done as well, because obviously I don't want this whole video to be just me cutting grass, even though it is going to be a big chunk of it in these nice class mowers. We're finishing up the field now. We've got one full row to go here, and then we're going to have just sort of little bits to clean up. I'm hoping that other field, yeah, with half a day to go on the other field, that is going to dry out rather nicely. The same is going to be true of this field. I think both these fields are absolutely going to be ready next time for us to get them baled into hay, which is fantastic news. I had kind of hoped that, because it does save us a little bit of money to do that. The other thing that this will give us, with any luck, this will give us the opportunity to do, or to get ourselves a second cut of hay at the end of the year. So going into autumn, sort of late summer, hopefully will give us sort of 3 days worth of, yeah, we're on day 3, so I'm hoping we might get another cut on day 6. If we can do that, there still should hopefully be a fair amount of warmth at the end of summer going into autumn, which we might need to tether at that point, but we should be able to get another cut of hay. And if we can do that, we might even get a cut of silage towards the end of the autumn as well. So it's all really seeing how well the rest of this does. But that is this field done, like so. So one more field to do, and I just want to check on the state of our animals and everything quickly before we go and do that. So our sheep actually are in pretty good shape. Our horses, again, all need riding. So there's given what happened last time with that, there's quite a bit of money. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, the horses need a good clean as well. So we're going to go and get this field cut, this last field cut, and then once we've done that, we're going to head over and sort our horses out, because they need quite a bit of work. I put field 23, and as we learnt from last time, it is a fairly large field, but we should be okay with it. Unfold, switch over and unfold. I think we've got enough space. Yeah, we have. We'll back up and let's go straight in with our front mower. So turn that on, drop it down, cut our way in. There we go. Switch to our rear mower, turn that on, drop that down, and away we go. We can just go round the headlands, give ourselves a good cut. Moves at a fair pace, this, which is great. And as I said before, this field, while this field hasn't yet fully recovered, it does seem to be looking pretty healthy. So with any luck, we will still get a decent amount of hay off it. And whatever we don't use or keep for ourselves, we will just sell off. I think we might still keep the square baler for this. Well, I was saying that the bale shredder is too big for our horses. Square hay bales actually are still useful to us. So I think it's a case of, on reflection, my better way to go is going to be to not worry about how much, not worry about switching to a round baler, because I think it's just going to cause us issues overall. and then what we can do is we can square bale this and have a lot of feed for both our cows and our sheep going. Cows, horses, and our sheep going into winter, and then maybe we will look at cows after that. But that will require doing some silage towards the end of the year. Which, well, we do have some silage actually. We have some silage down at the silage or the BGA to sell. So there is that that could still be done. So doing ourselves a rough headland here and round the top. So now that we've got one headland marked out, I'm going to go around, get a second headland, and then we can start going up and down the field as we've done on the others. And that's the second headland done. So we're going to head down, what we're going to do, I think, in this case, in the case of this field, is we will cut in on here and give ourselves a nice straight edge to work with. If the pickup works, there we go. So I'm going to line myself up so that I'm coming out down here and try and keep it straight along this edge here, and sort of line myself up for there. We want to set ourselves a GPS course, drop this down, and away we go. Hopefully keeping this pretty straight on the 200 here. Now I do need to switch over and do something quickly. We don't want to snap to terrain angle, because if we do, we won't stay on this line. So there we go. That's the that is the 200-degree angle that we're heading down here on. We're going to commit to this fully, so we're going to go the whole way down the field here. I'm going to press that there, and it's staying on it. Perfect. So the other thing we need to do is just switch back into here, auto width it slightly wider. But now we're in a position where we can just cut into the field at any point and know that we are on that line. So like here, we'll position ourselves exactly where I want to be. Right, and down with our mowers, and away we go. And so yeah, nicely cutting this field, nicely staying straight on our line, even though it looks a little bit off it. It's if we zoom out, it's massively off it. Don't quite know. Well, I don't know actually. I think that might be a trick of the light. No, that is a trick of the angle. That is actually perfectly parallel to our initial one. So yeah, no issue with that at all. That is working a treat. So yeah, and then we're just gonna cut down that and keep our angles like so. Although that has not stuck on the angle. There we go. And you can see it's on the angle and working fine. So I'm going to continue on and get this field cut. The cut is going very nicely at the moment. We're well over, I think we're well over halfway through this field at this point. And it's just, yeah, it's looking really neat and really lovely. I'm loving this. And this tractor is having no issue with the horsepower requirements of this at all. It is it's just done everything absolutely fine. We've not had any issues with it at all. I think if we'd had hillsides or a steeper slope, then we'd have had an issue. But yeah, it's no issues at all really. The mowers have got quite dirty. This tractor does not seem to get dirty very quickly. But certainly, yeah, our mowers have been and are working massively well. I really like these as a mod. They're a decent mod, so well worth picking up. I think I got these from Yes Mods. I tend to pick up most of my mods either from the in-game mod hub or that website these days. But yeah, they're working really, really nicely and really well. So yeah, we've motored through this field and doing great. What we might have to do, I think, looking at this and looking at the time of day it is, this field may have to get tethered in order for it to dry. I think what we'll do is at the beginning of the next game day, so the beginning of the next video, we will evaluate how our fields are looking insofar as drying, and whether we need to actually ted them or whether we should be fine. Hopefully we'll just be fine, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to have to cut in again, I think. Taking this row off should be fine. So I will cut in again, and then we will head and yeah, and we'll just get this finished off. So just as I finished speaking last time, the headlands dried out enough to turn to hay. It basically, or the outer headlands, sorry, dried out enough to turn to hay. Basically, I'm fully expecting us to not have to ted this field. By the time we got the other two sorted, and the fact that the headlands here have now dried out means our other two fields must have already dried out into hay, means that we are not going to have to ted any of this before we bale it. So next time it is going to be a case of windrowing it up and then baling it, which is great news. We could possibly even do that with two tractors going at once, with one following the other. So yeah, there is a distinct possibility that will be where we go with this next time. As it stands at the moment, we are yeah, we're coming to the end of the field. We have got a lot of grass cut here today, which is good news. We've unfortunately run out of time for me to look at the horses, so I'm not sure why those two. I think what we might do is we might pop down there quickly, but well, actually no, we are out of time, unfortunately, for today. I might go and check those separately and report back to you guys as to what's going on with those. But certainly for two of our horses to be so low, there's got to be some reasoning behind it. But that'll do it for today for us, I think. Let's fold this up and fold our other one up as well. There we go. And that is where we're going to leave it. So that has been a wonderfully successful set of mowing. We're going to be getting a load of hay out of this next time. So that is going to be our job for the next video. For this one, though, it's now over. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.